And one point I want to make here, we observed like many recruiters now they are using the digital tool AI detector. So using that tool, they are screening their resumes. So it's happening like the students with the less marks, they are getting shortlisted, and students with the more marks or CGPA, they're not getting shortlisted. Of course, students comes to me like why they're not shortlisted. They have a highest grades in 10th, 12th, and graduation. But it's all about AI. Like companies are using these tools and they are shortlisted. So getting shortlisted, students are trying to insert all the keywords in the resumes. So the AI detector will dictate, will search the keywords, and their resumes will get shortlisted. So these are the smart ways students are using.
It's I think it's the
Hire the student who can crack
Trying to
that
beat the
system.
system, basically.
no, it's
Yeah.
the person who is flawed who's training the model again to be flawed. That is how I look at it, because if you're going to, so basically what you're saying is the AI tool is doing control F on behalf of the HR.
Yeah.
So that is no, we are telling, Srini is telling we should stop, train the people to, better screen the profiles. And now, people are teaching to do control F on AI bots. So then the whole purpose is defeated, right? So I'm also on the same boat. The reason I'm asking you is that, look, all of us are on the same boat. We all, kind of, go ahead and sling a lot of stuff at people who are concocting their resumes. But then, what about people who have applied for multiple jobs and never got calls, but who have actually done work, versus people who know how to, maneuver the system and get calls and get into jobs. So
This is a problem that has been there for the last 30 years. I don't think this problem will be solved in the next 20 years. That's my first point that I made, right? I make an ad in LinkedIn, I get thousands of profiles. So how do I start? Where do I start, right? And that problem exists. There's no easy way of solving it. So the other way of looking at it is going through reference, right? So if somebody is referring somebody, at least there is some amount of credibility attached to that profile because of the reference. So that is another way of looking at it. And the way they approach the job posting, right, by showcasing something that you've already done, that kind of gets your attention to a bit. So mass hiring is tough. Freshers are hired based on some marks and analytical skills and whatnot. I don't know whether it works well or not. I'm not sure because I've been out of touch with that fresher hiring for a long time now. But we still struggle to hire quality profiles. There's no doubt about it. We have a challenge of quality in this country at this point in time. That's my summary.
Yeah, I don't think it's country. It's all across the world. I think that's what I keep hearing. Data science, there are a lot of people, but not good data scientists.
Water everywhere, no water to drink.
I think it's happening because of demand and supply equation. Like there is a less demand and more supply from the universities.
And that will always be true, isn't it? For anything, for any requirement. But data science somehow caught the attention of the masses for a long time. And I hope the hype will come down.
I think data science is only morphed as AI right now. So it's just, old wine in a new bottle is what AI is. Data science, natural progression of data science is what AI is.
No,
You're old if you're talking about AI. It is generative AI now.
No, that's what happened. Right? Initially, everyone is a data analyst. After that, it's a data scientist. After that, it's a machine learning engineer, data engineer, now AI scientist. So
They have fancy designations. So I joined. So when I joined as a business analyst in Musicma. So that was data scientist back then. So I thought business analyst, I don't have to do any coding. And then I go in there and then I realize it's not Java C. It's going to be R and SAS. I'm like, okay, where did I come and land myself? And so that was my initial. Then, around 2013, we invented the term called decision scientist in Musicma. That only became data scientist. Okay, so decision scientist, data scientist. Now, everybody is coming up with a new word every other quarter, not every other year, every other quarter. And I see. So when you're
Prompt engineering is the buzzword now.
so there are, actually you can prompt GPT to give a prompt for GPT. So that is the whole thing. And actually, adding my point here, right? What I see is that you say you get thousands of profiles. And then, you don't know how to, handle that much volume. You have limited amount of time. You want somebody to do it. And I think that was the traditional role of an HR consulting firm. And in India especially, I've worked with clients across the globe. In India especially, what I see is that, HR consulting firms are looked down upon like some dalals. And then, like the client decides the rate, the client decides the quality, and you get to service it. I don't know which industry works this way. Like 8.33, that is the whole point. So what
Now
has
it has
happened?
come down to 6%.
No, as in we specifically, we any client. So I worked initially in that model. It's a volume game, and it's like spray and pray. Okay.
Correct.
So, and it doesn't work. So like, all of you guys are in services industry. You build the client. You know what you're getting before you put in the effort. Whereas, for me, it was a sudden shock that, you have to spray and pray and then hope the numbers work out. The stars don't align, it doesn't align. So, and then I realized, and then slowly what happened is we started onboarding clients only from references, and we say we will not work 8.33. It's 15%, you want, take it. If your time is less valuable than the 7% that extra that you're going to give me, then you should not be working with a recruitment consultant. You should do it yourself.
Correct.
that is, the stand we have taken. Now the clients we have after taking this stand are much more serious, because if they are giving you extra money, they're like, boss, this is not my job. Actually, TA, recruitment talent acquisition, is a sales job. It's not an HR job. It's a sales job, and the worst sales job, because you have to sell both